42,000 jobs were added. Economists were expecting 75,000. Unemployment ticked up from 4.2 to 4.3%. And now let's look at the bigger picture. Wages on average are rising. Consumer spending is strong. Inflation is stabilized. Tariffs are bringing in record revenue. GDP growth is solid. And big tech plus foreign investors have announced plans to pour hundreds of billions into the U.S. economy. Now, against this backdrop, at the White House dinner with big tech executives last night, President Trump said the real job numbers won't come until next year. Meanwhile, the Fed has been watching these job numbers like a hawk, and now there's even more pressure to cut the interest rates this month. The CEO of Sound Planning Group, David Stryzewski, joins me now. David, good to have you back. So the job numbers are the big story today. Are we looking at a warning sign of a slowdown, or is this just a temporary blip?
Well, I think that this is kind of a warning sign. It's a warning sign for sure to say that the world is changing right now, no question. But the question that I would be asking is, why are these numbers changing as much? There's a couple of things to be paying attention to. One, and this is a part of the reason why I don't know that we'll get the numbers until next year, so that's probably a pretty good statement, is that, if you're deporting somebody, and let's just say that they had 2 or 3 part-time jobs, well, in these reports, those show up as 3 lost jobs, 2 or 3 lost jobs, as opposed to just one person not being there. And so, I don't know exactly why these numbers are coming in the way that they're coming in, but I will say that there is a cooling off that's certainly taking place. And I think that when you look at businesses across the nation, they're having a harder time, getting credit. They're having a harder time extending capital out and investing back in right now. And so part of the challenge is going to come in with, higher paid employees potentially, where you can, maybe bring some AI in. There's just a systemic change that's beginning to happen right now. And some of the data is going to come in a little choppy for the next few months.
So you said there is truth to the president's statement last night that real job numbers won't come out until next year. We won't see them until next year. Why do you agree with that? Why is there truth to that?
Well, the labor market's cooling, but that could be because there's less people that are working in those part-time jobs. And again, they track it not one person for like a household survey. The ADP is literally looking at just, hey, there was a job here and now it's lost. So that could have been the same person being reflected multiple times. But since the beginning of the year, we have 97,000 job lost in federal jobs, and so that might be as a part of DOGE cutting certain things back. Maybe that's a good thing. And, again, some of the tariff and immigrations are weighing down on some of the hiring here. But families are stretched thin. That's the real story. Many people are working multiple jobs, endeavoring to keep up. So maybe we're going to take some more part-time jobs. Maybe there's some people doing no tax on tips now. We'll ultimately see.
Yeah, you mentioned the federal jobs, fewer federal jobs, the crackdown on illegal immigration, the tariffs. But what about AI? That's a big story as well. AI advancing rapidly. Could this technology itself be slowing job growth?
Oh, big time. And in fact, that really is the what plays out over the next 3, 5, and 10 years. I mean, for sure, over the next 3 years and 5 years, you're going to see a lot of displacement in the job market. You have to have supply side economics to come out of recessionary types of timeframes. And there are certainly businesses and parts of our economy that are absolutely in a recession right now. And they're going to have more supply side economics, lower cost labor ways of doing it. If you look at McDonald's even, they increased the cost of everything by 100% since COVID. And so ultimately, if you've got to pay people $15, $20 an hour as their first job, that's unfortunate because, I know that I got some young kids right now and I would want them to go and get those jobs that they can make $10, $12 an hour getting, started into this world. Right. But AI can easily replace a lot of those jobs with a lot of the redundancies and various things. And they don't get sick. They don't take time off. They don't go on to different employment. They just are maybe a little bit more expensive in the beginning. And then they continue to run. So I do think that AI threatens a lot of jobs today that are probably pretty important to a lot of families. Hopefully we've got good leadership at the top and we don't see, the family component to this suffer as much, but we find maybe new positions for some of those individuals that might be, finding themselves in a position that, hey, AI is pretty smart.
Right. Speaking of your kids looking for jobs, maybe in fast food, I heard In-N-Out's a pretty good employer. I mean, their managers can make $100 $60,000 on average a year, so that's pretty good. I digress. But what do you think about interest rates? Really quick, 10 seconds before I let you go.
Interest rates are going to be coming down. Fed has to drop them. They're going to be looking at a 25 basis point. I think that they are going to do that. Then they'll probably move 50 or even 75 basis points once things start going negative. We got a lot that could unfold right now with the Japanese carry trade kind of unwinding, and not time to go into that right now. But there is just a lot of things in motion today that cause concern for me. And so the next 2-3 months going to have a little bit of a choppy session here.
Okay, David Stryzewski, Sound Planning Group. Thank you for your time. Have a great weekend, David. Good
Pleasure's
to see
mine.
you.
Thank you, friend.
Likewise.